a second. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Mandela Effect. This is Harmony speaking. I apologize. We are just running a tidbit late. So anyway, as always, I don't have any agenda at all. I absolutely have no clue what we're going to talk about. I have no agenda. Basically, people are invited to come onto the show. We'll probably open that up in a little bit. And we'll also, read some questions from the chat. I do want to let people know that we do miss questions in the chat. I don't know if there's going to be a lot tonight or a little. And at the bottom of the chat, I'm sure you know from Dr. Lupo's show, since everybody had a fit about it, there's a little dollar sign. It's called Super Chat. You can click on that. You can donate $1 and or more, whatever you want to do, and that will make your question go to the top, and it pins it so it like stands out, and we can see it. Also, I do know a lot of people in the chat just want to chat. They actually aren't even listening to us. And so, people doing that's cool. I get it. I understand that environment. I'm totally cool with that. The point is, because a lot of the chat is just chit-chatting, if you have a question and you don't want to pay the $1, please type in all caps. That way we might have a better chance of spotting your question. So if you have a question, please put it in all caps. And we had someone join the show. I need to add them. Andrew, I'll add you in a second here. And Andrew, can you hear us? You're on mute, Andrew. He's typing yes. Are you going to talk, or are you just like hanging out and texting? Girl is sleeping next to me. All right. Well, did you have a question to start the show? We can start with your question. I didn't even know Google Hangouts did this. You're better than me. I didn't know it could text like that. That is funny. Hey, are you like in Amsterdam, dude? That picture looks like Amsterdam. But oh, it's Denmark. Well, Denmark. Oh, yeah, that's not Amsterdam. But anyway, now that, well, at least I got the right part of the world. I've been to Amsterdam. I love that place. Crazy, man. But yeah. Anyway, did you have a question, Andrew? And Akion, if you see a question in chat already, let me know as well. All right. So he's chilling there. I am going to try to change my screen for a minute and go over and see where is, I'm still learning this crap. Live stream, here we go. Oh, Akion, it looks like we have no one in the chat. Am I seeing that?
There's some individuals in the chat right now.
Oh, I don't see anybody. Live stream is offline. Am I streaming live?
On YouTube, it appears, yeah.
It says live because my screen says I'm offline. So you're saying I'm live?
My screen says live.
I apologize, please. Okay. All right. Well. Okay. On YouTube. All right. So we are live, and we have 16 people watching, is what I'm showing, and everything looks good. Akion, sound quality, and everything. I'm still watch on page. Oh, there we go. Finally. Here we go. Oh my gosh, I better hit mute on this. I'm going to hear an echo.
Yep, everybody in the chat says that they can hear you just fine.
Okay, cool. All right. Robin Neely's there. She's focal shift. You're there. Do we notice anybody else we know to give moderator abilities?
Yeah, we should probably give Daisy mod credentials.
I don't see Daisy.
It's Dan Von Bon Daisy or Dan.
Oh, Daisy, yeah, she can, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Daisy, you want to? Well, I'm going to give you admin abilities. I think I read a comment from you today, Daisy. You wanted to join our group. Just send me a. Don't you have like a makeup video or something? I went on your channel and checked out some of your stuff, and you seemed okay. So, I mean, you're not a troll. You can join our group. And obviously, I'm trusting you because now you're a moderator. So, damn Von Daisy, if you see something weird, does she have the wrench now? Did I do it right? Still learning this stuff. Yeah, she's a moderator now. All right, let me go back. So you guys got the chat under control. I'm going to change screens. It's too bad
Hey,
we started late. So I apologize, everybody. We're starting late here. Usually I have all this stuff set up ahead of time. All right, well, Christy just joined us. Let me get Christy presenting to everybody. So Christy, how you doing there? Can you say something? Christy, say something. She's on mute. Mute. You're on mute. At least now you're off mute. Now you're on mute. Why do you keep going on and off mute? Well, I can see your lips move, but I can't hear what you're saying. I love Pink Floyd.
Christy, can you unmute?
She doesn't know how. I'm not muting her. Maybe I am. Can you talk now? I'm showing you're not muted.
Now you unmute.
I'm not muting her. Now you're on mute yourself. You're doing it, Christy. Now she's muted. She muted herself just now. Now you're unmuted. I'm showing you unmuted at the moment. That's really weird. Oh well. Well, you're gonna have to text, I guess. Let me see here. Andrew, can you text to Christy how to text? I don't even know how you. Oh, there it is. On the top left-hand corner, Christy, there's a little text box. And you can click on that and you can text a question. It's the top left. It looks like a little chat box on the top left there. You click on it. And then I'll open up the chat room in Google Hangouts. She's not seeing it, apparently. Well, anyway.
Something again?
Say again?
I see that Christy's unmuted now.
Yeah, but apparently
Yeah?
she's... Yeah, there you go. We can hear you now. All right.
Hi.
You figured it out. I saw you. You look like me. You're like all frustrated. I was like, oh, I know that feeling. It's like, damn it, it's not working, and I don't know why.
Never used Hangouts before. Of course, it doesn't work.
So we've never spoken. Where are you from, Christy? I can hear a little bit of an accent there.
I'm in Melbourne, Australia.
Albert. Oh yeah, Australia. We have a couple people from Australia in our group.
Cool.
So, do you remember Australia being near Papua New Guinea?
No.
So you lived there,
No.
you don't remember that?
No, we used to be off on our own. We weren't anywhere near any of those things.
And when did you notice that your country moved?
When I started looking into some of the other effects, I started looking into the geographical ones, and I thought, wow. But I remember asking my partner at the time, I said, we never used to be that close to all the, Indonesia and all that stuff. That used to be like way off, way further north and west as well. Like we were off on our own. And I asked my partner at the time, because I said that big K used to be like way, way away. And he said, oh no.
I'm sorry, the big what? You said K?
I think Indonesia or something is kind of in the shape of a K.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay.
Yeah. And it used to be a long way away from us. And I mentioned it to my partner, and he didn't see what I was talking about. And then subsequently he did, when I showed him your map that you put up recently. And he knew exactly what I was talking about. He said, oh, that's just all wrong.
Yeah. Well, actually, Sean Indigo and Jesse Sposs were the first people that I'm aware of over a year ago that talked about the geography, but nobody actually made a video showing the geography. They just talked through it. So I'm the first one to actually show the geography, and I have about 4 geography videos or 5 so far. But I first noticed the geography because I was watching the news, and in the background they're showing a map of Baja California, Mexico, and I went, that thing is way, way, way too long. And this is a long time ago. This is before I knew YouTube. I mean, I've known about the Mandela effect for, as I say, 23 years, but I didn't know the whole world knew about it. Okay. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh my gosh, now the geography's messed up. And I started looking into the geography. And then later on, I found out the world knew about the Mandela effect on YouTube. And went, oh my gosh, everybody knows about this crap? I mean, I've been sitting here all by myself. Okay, imagine knowing about this Mandela effect stuff, and people are just going bonkers, and you know, at least they have people to talk to. I have literally been pretty much all by myself for over 20 years, knowing about all this crap and seeing it and experiencing it. And if I try to even tell anybody anything, it's immediately, oh, you know, I get labeled crazy, insane. Well, I guess I get labeled crazy, insane to this day. That's nothing new.
Did you have a name for it? What did you say when you tried to, like, what did you call it? Or did you just...
Well, I told my story previously, so I don't want to repeat the whole story. But I'll touch on it. But real quick, Lisa, are you there? Can you talk? Did I get you in the show correctly? Hopefully. Well, I'll go back to you, Lisa, in a minute. Let's go back to Christy first. Make sure you're on the show, Lisa, in a second. Yeah, but the brief summary is I was in the military, and I thought the enemy had developed a weapon to get classified information out of people. And you know, they thought I was nuts. My theory was you know, basically kidnap a president and put him in an environment exactly just, you know, you pick them up, move them to an environment that looks just like the White House, and everything's exactly the same to a T, and then you get to watch all these secrets being spilled out. You know, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was a weapon, you know, that the enemy had developed. I thought it was a, you know, and I later on I learned that you know, they do kidnap people and pick them up and move them to different experiment zones and do different things. And, you know, for me, it was a military application. So another reason why I couldn't say a whole lot, you know, hey, you know, you start telling people the enemy developed a new weapon, people think I'm really crazy. But that I was wrong on that assumption. It was much greater than that. But let me ask you this: so you know how, like, the United States back in the day, we were always afraid of the, you know, Russia, you know, the USSR invading America, and, you know, the Cold War and all that stuff. What about your country? Did you ever have a history where you were afraid of Indonesia? You know, the Papua New Guinea, the folks, you know, Indonesia, that area of the world coming in and attacking Australia?
No, not really. There was a period during the Second World War when we were under a lot more threat, I suppose, mainly from the Japanese. But no, I've sort of been wondering for quite a while now what our position is, because in New World Order sense, we're sitting in Oceania, which means if there's a world war, we really, really have to side with Asia. Otherwise, we're dead. We can't defend ourselves. But no, I think just the general world threat affects us. We just tag along. We're a social experiment down here.
Well, let me tell you something. On a classified level, you have nothing to worry about. That country has so much top secret stuff going on. You might as well just call it your country America.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is America with the name of Australia. But I mean, we have so much military down there. We have so much experiments going on. That's where the laser technology is being developed. You know, shoot lasers in the with the most advanced laser weaponry in the entire world is in your country. And do you think America is just going to let that fall into anybody's hands? No, that thing is so well protected. We have got so much military. I mean, like I said, you might as well just, people don't know this, but you might as well just call Australia America with all the military down there. Your country is very well protected by America.
Yeah, well, I think we've been taking out some of the underground bases here, though, so I'm not sure how, like, who's, in terms of the aliens, for want of a better word. And
you got shitloads down there. Did you know that's the vacation spot for them?
Yeah, well, I get that impression, and I think that that's
the number one.
Some of it out.
That's the number one resort in the whole world for aliens. They have their vacation spot there. That's how well that country's protected. It's very, very protected. But the reason I brought it up is because there are people, as you know, I mentioned I'm tracking 6 different Earth histories, and I do talk to people in your country. And a couple of them have said that, you know, on their Earth history, that their biggest threat was Indonesia, and they're always afraid it was gonna, they're gonna come over and invade them. And I was like, wow, I never heard that. So that's definitely a different Earth history. And as you, I can tell by your expression, that never crossed your mind. So I find that interesting. So, did you have any other quick comments?
No, I had a couple of questions that I wanted to ask, but I'm not sure if they're directly Mandela effect, and I didn't know where the chat was going to go, so I don't want to.
Well, the chat has no direction. I want to make sure Lisa's on real quick. Lisa, are you on the show? Can you do a sound check real quick? Because I want to make sure you are on. Lisa, can you say something real quick? Hello, Lisa. Okay.
She said that she was having audio video
problems. Okay.
Hey Sven,
right.
can you share your video real quick before we bring you into the actual chat?
Who? Well, everybody here is approved, so I'll just. The link is not public.
Okay.
Right now, everybody's coming in through Discord. So SVETLANA. Are you there? Hello? Can you say something? Sound check. The way it works is when you come into the show, everybody, you're muted, so you can't say anything. No one can see you. You're completely hidden, and I do that because just in case a troll comes in. So when people come in the show, I'm just being polite and making sure I click the right buttons and that you're in the show and that your sound is good, because I don't want to leave anybody out. So I guess that person's going to be quiet for a minute. All right, let's go back to Christy. You had a question?
Oh, yeah, it was about non-physical entities.
What about them?
Well, I've seen a couple of times, I've seen a number of them in different ways that make complete sense to me, but what I've seen a couple of times that I'm more confused by is when I've seen people, like an entity next to a person and the entity looks exactly like that person. And that person's obviously not aware, and it doesn't even appear to be that person. Like, it's not that person outside of their body. It's a separate looking entity, but takes on the exact appearance.
But are they they're taller than the original person, right? The shadow, we'll call it a shadow. There's a shadow taller than the original person by a foot or two.
Well, what happened the first time it happened, my boyfriend was asleep next to me in bed, and there was another version of him separate, sitting on a computer chair in the room. Wasn't taller, wasn't any different. He was sitting down and he was staring at me.
Oh, that's because of where you are. Yeah, your country has a lot of weird stuff. Yeah, your country has a lot of weird, because you're so close to the technology. You're getting what I call a bleed over effect. So I'm getting a lot of reports by. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of reports by people in your country, because you have so many top secret experiments going on. Your country gets the bleed over from the experiments happening, and so you are, in essence, experiencing reality shifts more than most people, and the duality and the split dimensions. And so you're seeing a lot more weird stuff than the rest of the world sees. Like, you could be going down the hall and lose your balance and try to catch yourself on a desk, and your hand will go through the desk. Like, really weird stuff happens in your country. Again, I've gotten a lot of these reports, and my explanation is because of all the, they're really top secret's not even a good word for it. Black project's not a good word for it. It's like off the books kind of stuff. It's just so beyond top secret. It's ridiculous. And what you're seeing is two different realities happening at once. You're seeing split realities.
Okay.
Which is not going to happen in the rest of the world. Some people experience it, but it's a little more rare. But your country, it's much more frequent. From the reports I'm getting from people that live in your country, just a lot of weird stuff happens down there.
Well, the first time it happened in LA in 2001.
Well, LA is another hot spot. LA has sacred geometry and all kinds of weird stuff and experiments, and yeah, that's another hot spot. So there's certain spots in the world where this is more prominent. and you got a lot of top secret projects happening. You got skunk works and all kinds of crap out there, and there's the secret jump room in the LA area, and there's a lot of, so when these experiments run, they don't affect just the experiment zone. There's a bleed over in the area. There's a it's a bleed over effect. So you're getting, when the experiments are running, reality is being manipulated, and you are seeing like a bleed over is what I call it from the experiments.
Can you tell us what skunk works is?
What about skunk works?
Can you tell us what it is?
But the reason I'm pausing so long, because I worked 11 people below the president, right?
Mhm.
I and all that
That's why I
stuff.
asked, can you?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm trying to that I can't really comment on that kind of stuff. The answer is yes, I do. I just don't want to go into a classified conversation,
Of course not.
because everything I talk about, a lot of my knowledge comes from the military, but then when I got out of the military, if you know my story, that's when the really weird crap happened. That's when, that's when the black projects, beyond black projects started, and all the weird stuff happened. And there's no secrecy oath in those things, because they don't even exist. They're not even sanctioned by the United States government or the military or anything. The projects I was involved in, they're not even sanctioned. Matter of fact, I tell the story that the government came in and shut us down a couple of times, but I didn't know what the hell was going on. It's a lot of it was in essence against my will. Um, you know, I don't use the word, I don't use the word abducted. I was kidnapped and forced to work on projects, basically.
And
And
that's
when you
because
and when you're
life.
when you're forced to work on something against your will, well, I'm not agreeing to on this stuff. You don't have my secrecy. Screw you. I hate them. They're a bunch of a-holes. I was not happy with what happened to me. I tell people it's your worst nightmare. It's not fun. It was not glamorous. It's not cool. I mean, it might sound really cool that I was involved in time manipulation projects. There's 4 different technologies, and I could give you the lat long of the project. The base is probably, they probably moved the project by now, but I would never divulge that location. But the last time I was involved, they were working on 4 different time manipulation technologies, because if one doesn't work, you got to use another technology, backup systems, and they're experimenting. Anyway, I'm going off in this big ramble. I'm sorry. Next question.
Oh, the other question I had was about the tree falling in the forest.
Yeah, what about that one? If you remember, I don't take credit for that. I couldn't figure it out. Someone had to tell me that one. But once they explained it to me, I'm like, oh, it's quantum physics and superpositioning, double slit experiment. The second I heard the answer, I could apply all the physics.
Well, I'm wondering about the witness aspect, that if a tree falls and you need a witness to have a perspective, there's going to be the tree itself. I guess if the tree's dead, then it doesn't count as a witness, but then you've got all the things that are living in the tree and all the other trees.
Oh, you're gonna go down that hole. You're Western thinking. I'm sorry. You're using it's, I call it Western thinking, and it's a Zen Buddha saying you have to use Eastern thinking, and Eastern thinking is not like the Western. There's the Eastern mind and the Western mind. We think completely different, and that's why it's so hard for the Western mind to grasp the Eastern philosophy and thinking. And that's why I say, you got to use the physics. Like you're trying to say there's a tree and there's living things, and you're trying to get, you're going down a path where you're basically saying there's always going to be something alive, and that's an observer, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I know this because I've heard this argument many times by Western people. The point is, the forest never existed. There's no forest. There's no
As
trees.
long as there's a witness, the forest exists. As long as there's a being. then that being is there, isn't it? I mean, you
Well,
can't
you see, you're
can't
missing.
say that every being in the world depends on my perception.
Well, the point is nothing exists until there's an observer, and you are the observer. Until you observe it, until you observe it, there's no tree, there's no dead tree, there's no animals, there's no insects, there's no this, there's all these life forms you want to bring up. They don't exist until you, as the observer, say, "Oh, there's a force," and then magically, boom, everything pops into existence, and then it exists.
Okay, well, I'll have to just disagree with you on that one then, because I
Yeah.
don't believe that.
Because I know you're going to disagree, because you see, the thing is, you're using logic, and that's what the Western thinking is, very logical. So you have to, you're basically, you're in a box, and in this box there's a tree, and there's plants, and there's insects, and there's all this stuff, and you're sitting there going, well, even if I'm not there, even if I'm not observing it, all this stuff still exists. The insects, the observer, the birds, the observer, the bears, the observer. You want to say there's all these observers, but the thing is, let's pretend there's absolutely nothing until, let's say, then the bear steps into the forest. Boom! Now the forest is there. Or let's say the insect steps there. Now the insect's the observer. The point is, there's absolutely nothing until there's an observer. So yeah, an insect can be an observer, and then boom, the force is there. Or you can say there's absolutely nothing there, and now there's a bird. Now the force exists because the bird observed it. Someone has to be there to observe it. And you're going down this path of, there's all this stuff that's observing it. Well, erase all that and say there's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there until something steps onto the stage. So the second that insect steps on the stage, now you have the forest, now you got the birds and the bears, and now you got all this stuff. But until one of these things steps onto the scene and observes it, it never existed in the first place. And that's an Eastern philosophy, and it's kind of hard to grasp. The way to grasp it,
I just don't believe it. It's that to me is the logic. That a philosophy is a logic. That's just a premise that I don't accept in the first place.
Well, let me ask you this.
Mentally I can do that, but I don't believe it.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's fine. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to believe anything but what you want to believe. You can disagree with me. We can agree to disagree. There's no problem with that. Absolutely not. You're using your mind, and you should be using your mind, and I respect that. But let's try it a different way. You're familiar with the double slit experiment, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so and there's no to observe it. It's like a wave pattern. According to all the laws of physics and everything that makes sense, according to all the logic, that is literally impossible. That is impossible. It is impossible for a particle to act like a wave. That defies all logic, all the laws of physics. It defies everything in existence. Do you understand that?
Well, I can if I put myself in the position of being someone who believes in the laws of physics, but I'm not that person. I believe in personal experience and understanding, and
yeah, okay. Well, how about this?
Myself into that position, and yes, I can understand that, but I don't necessarily agree with it.
Yeah. Well, the bottom line is that a particle is supposed to act like a particle. But we discovered through the double slit experiment, the only time it acts like a particle is when somebody's watching it. There has to be an observer. If there's nobody there to watch it, the particle is not a particle. It never existed. The particle never existed. It never happened. It never occurred. When there's nobody watching, the particle doesn't act like a particle. It acts like a wave, which is literally impossible. It defies all logic, all physics. But the second somebody watches it, then it acts like a particle. Let me give you an example. It's called superpositioning. You walk on a basketball court, and there's 100 basketballs everywhere. And that is the concept of the wave pattern. There's no observer. The superpositioning, they're everywhere. It's like acting like a wave. and then someone steps on the basketball court and says the basketball should be over there in the left corner, and then instantaneously, boom, all the basketballs collapse and they become one basketball. Because now there's an observer to say the basketball should be there, and then all the basketballs go, oh, okay, we're no longer, we are no longer non-existence, we are no longer wave pattern, we're no longer superpositioning. Now we have an observer, so now we got to act like there's an observer. So let's all make this observer happy and collapse into one basketball and make that person happy. And then the second the person steps off the basketball court, all the basketballs go, oh, the observer's gone. Smoke break over. Let's go back to the way we used to be. Now we're 100 basketballs all over the court. Now we're wave particle. Now we're superpositioning. So it's the observer that makes reality happen. Is been proven through physics and quantum physics. But what I recommend doing is watching a movie called "What the Bleep Do We Know?" It's a really good movie. Oh, you seen it?
Mhm.
Oh, well, then you know that example. That's where I got the example from, that movie. Okay, so you know that example. I forgot to give credit. I stole that example from What the Bleep Do We Know? But I always tell people watch the movie, so it's not like I'm trying to hide where I get information from ever. I'll always let you know where information is coming from. Another good one, different topic, is The Secret. The Secret is phenomenal. They leave out a lot of stuff, but they cover the basics. Now, if everybody knows, I have to take a break like every 30 minutes. It's been 30 minutes. I'm going to take a quick break. Akion, if you want to see if there's anything in the chat room you might want to read. And in the meantime, you guys talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, we got a question from Andrew when you get back, so we'll just lead off with that. Hey, Svetlana, while we have a minute, do you want to check your audio and introduce yourself to the group?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing?
Yep.
Oh my God, you actually heard me. I have no idea how this thing works. So
That's okay.
okay.
Same.
Well, I'm originally from Russia, of old Earth, well, original Earth, and I'm living here in Santa Barbara right now.
Santa Barbara, California?
Yes.
Very nice.
I moved to Santa Barbara in 2014, and before that, since 2001 till 2014, I was in Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
That's a big change of pace. Christy used to not be too far from Santa Barbara, right?
Yeah, I lived in, I started out when I first moved to Moore Park, which is Ventura County, which is sort of the, western side of LA on the way to Santa Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, and then I lived in Woodland Hills and Burbank.
And Larry's not too far either, just a stone's throw. So a lot of West Coasters. Well, welcome to the hangout. Have you joined our Discord group yet, Svetlana?
No, probably not.
Okay. How did you get the link tonight? I'm just curious.
Oh, maybe I did. I don't know. I just was searching about Mandela effect because I'm a massage therapist, and I stopped even massaging people because one day the bone appears, and now a week the patient coming back, and this bone has disappeared. So I was like, I can't deal with it.
What disappeared?
The bones on the people, extra bones, like when you're massaging neck area, it was, and I realized I have different bones too. So I was just searching people who actually talk about this phenomena, and I found you guys, I guess.
So you're saying you have experienced that people's bodies are different to what you remember them being, and does that include your own as well?
Oh yeah, it was actually changing like straight in front of my eyes. It's like
Wow.
the client coming over, and I found this extra the hard spot because it's a bone, and I'm massaging. Next day he come over, it's gone. It was freaky.
Yes.
So where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Russia.
Oh, okay. And you live where now?
I live in Santa Barbara now.
Oh, that's how you got the invite. We talked, or sort of you contacted me via Skype.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Are you doing okay? Because you seemed a little troubled.
Well, when you figure out what your body is not actually your body, and everything, it's been like confirmed that I knew on the back of my mind something is wrong. When I listened like 2 weeks ago, I got into this boy, 13 years old boy, Max Logan.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was watching him, and when he was saying about my earth was gone, I started just crying, and I cried for a whole day because I knew something is true in it, because lately I was seeing in my dreams nuclear explosions. I also saw in my dreams big earthquake, so big with people not able to get up from the ground. It's and I never been in earthquake myself, so I know for sure I experienced something that was happening somewhere else, So it's all overwhelming, and it's hard, and
Yeah. Well,
I started it's like an open Pandora box and going deep into this rabbit hole. I started from the chemtrails, and I'm ending up here where it's so unbelievable on the scale we've been lied to. It's just so unbelievable.
oh, well, yeah. I stopped watching. Once I I was in the military, and I used to read the CIA World Intelligence Report every day, and so I knew what was really going on in the world. And then I'd go home, watch the news. I'm like, the stuff I knew wasn't even in the news at all. And occasionally something would be so big it was in the news, and what the news was reporting was a complete lie. And because I'm sitting here with the top secret CIA intelligence report, the briefing, in my hands, and then I hear the report on the news, and it was just so distorted. Basically, there was so little truth to what there was, like 3% truth, 97% lies, just
About that,
lies and
hey, I agree about
disinformation.
that. I stopped. I'm sorry for interrupting you, but I stopped watching news back in Russia in 1993.
Yeah, yeah,
It's opened my eyes, so I cannot trust anything coming from government or media, or I just
no.
there is some information I know it's true, and
Yeah.
I like it's like I'm searching for people, and I know which one is telling truth, and you have this I don't know, sixth sense or something, like when you filtering the truth through yourself, and it's true when it's not, and when it's lie.
Yeah, it might be interesting for the Americans to hear, because they may not know this, but especially back in the 90s, you're just like America has propaganda and they try to paint certain countries bad. The well, back then it was the USSR. They did a very good campaign against Americans, and a lot of people in Russia believe the party line, and then they come and visit America, and they're like, this isn't what I was taught. This is completely different. Did you experience that when you came here?
Um, can you repeat the question again?
When you were in your homeland, the motherland, as they say, there's a propaganda, and they try to paint Americans a certain way, and
Oh,
you know,
about that, actually, in my time, everybody's eyes was already open. I don't know why it takes so long for American people to wake up. It's probably like because in Russia nobody ever trusted completely to the government. Never.
Well,
So whatever they were saying, it was like I hear it's like a bunch of kids. Whatever
yes,
it said, it's true,
yeah,
and like they getting this information and taking so much. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
and
And nothing when you're telling them the truth, nothing can change their opinion. I mean, to be programmed on such a deep level is
exactly.
unbelievable.
Americans are deeply programmed, and for all the Americans listening who have not traveled abroad, or if you're not from another country, um, I hate to say this, but literally, the entire world is laughing at you as an American. They laugh at us, and they are appalled, and they don't understand how Americans, U.S. citizens, cannot understand what this government does. For example, does anybody know what the Electoral College is? How many Americans or friends and family just ask them, do you know what the Electoral College is? And most people go, I don't know what it is. And in case you don't know, when we vote, you see how we have red states and blue states. And basically, the popular vote in, let's just take California, for example, the popular vote gets so many electoral college votes, and there's a designated person that then goes and represents the state of California and says, okay, the California has the popular vote for this president. I get whatever, 3 electoral votes, and so 3 votes go into the pot. And then they add up all the electoral votes, and the electoral votes is what wins the election. It has happened, and it's, you know, it's very possible that the popular vote can win, but the president can lose by the electoral vote, because the population, the popular vote means absolutely nothing. Nothing. All that matters is the electoral vote. And the thing is, it's written into our Constitution that the person who votes doesn't even have to vote according to their state. So let's say California, the popular vote says Republican, you get so many electoral votes to cast, but that person doesn't have to vote Republican. They can say, I want Democrat. And it's happened. In American history, it has happened where a state won the popular vote. The person who has been designated as the electoral college person to cast the vote for that state went against the popular vote. It has happened. Our election is a complete joke. People laugh because our president is known as the most powerful person in the world, and we have no idea how our politics works. We don't understand government. Americans don't understand crap in general. I'm not talking to the people on the show or the people listening. I don't want to say that. I'm talking in broad generalizations. And when you go overseas, this is what you'll experience. And if you talk to some locals, a local from another country can tell you more about America than you will ever imagine. They are so well educated in our country because our country is the focal point of the whole world, and everybody studies our country because we are big brother, and we have the largest military, and we drop bombs and we kill people. So if someone's going to drop a bomb in your head, you kind of take interest into, you know, that political structure. So the world knows a lot about America, but we don't care. We get up, we take a shower, we go to work, we hop in our cars. We don't have to worry about bombs dropping on our head and people shooting at us. Well, unless you live in a bad neighborhood. But anyway, I don't know why I got on this rant. Moving right along. Next question.
Can I ask you about Nibiru stuff?
Nibiru, what about it?
Oh, well, it's so many people not only talking about it, they already start observing it. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. This is you talking. All right. You don't have to worry about Nibiru. Nibiru's come and gone. It made a safe. There was a huge organization, military, a lot of high council, Galactic Federation, blah 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 blah. Like the whole universe got involved in that one. Nibiru was granted a safe passage. Its orbit was redirected. It safely went around us, and it came and it gone. It came and went. I don't know, like back in 2012. It's gone. What's happening today is people. There are, you know, believe it or not, there are, you know, UFOs, spaceships, whatever you want to call them, that are the size of moons and planets, and there's even one as big as the sun. There are gigantic UFOs, and that's what people are seeing because they can only stay cloaked and hidden for so long. You eventually will see them. So when people are, you'll see on YouTube, they're videoing, it's Planet Nibiru coming, you know, and they're like sounding the alarm. No, that's not Planet Nibiru. That's not Wormwood. That's not whatever the 1,000 different names they give, Planet X. No, it came and gone. You don't even worry about Nibiru. You're just seeing a big old freaking UFO out there. That's all.
Well, about a month, well, 6 weeks ago, I saw the object the size of our moon, and it looks exactly like our moon, but it was flying way too fast, and it was flying east to west
Yeah.
on my area, and people were
Mhm.
able to capture the distance
Right.
this thing was covering
I,
in such a short period of time was amazing.
yeah, I saw it. There's a guy in
So
Turkey. There's a guy in Turkey videoing all that stuff for me, giving me updates on that one.
so
It's
what
it's
was that?
it's just a UFO. I mean, and most of the ones that are that large.
Size
I
of the
mean,
moon.
when you
Wow.
get to the planet size, the Jupiter size, the sun size, when you get talking about UFOs, your spaceships, whatever, that are that large, the majority of them are benevolent. They're good. There's a few bad ones, but the bad ones are, they don't get up to the size of Jupiter. The bad guys don't have that technology yet. So basically, when you're seeing something that big in the sky, it's a benevolent species that is here to help us, and it's a good
Okay.
thing. It's a very good thing.
What about reaction our sun to those ships or planets or comets or whatever it is? Because the sun is reacting to something.
Oh, you want to get into the sun thing?
Well, we do have. I mean, we do have like some kind of device in front of the sun, or it's. I don't know what it is, but
Well, you can see it.
yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not a sun, but behind the sun, it's probably. Oh my God, it's so.
Basically, okay.
I'm positive it's a device there.
Fine. I'll go in the crazy talk since it's pretty much been established. In case for those who don't know, some guy did. I don't remember the video. I don't know the person. I can't give him credit. I'm sorry. And I believe at least one or two people have done this, if not more. Basically, they found the blueprints for what we call the fake sun. So we have the blueprints for it, and NASA. Then they show evidence of NASA, the parts being made, and this and that, and it's well done and well documented. Kudos to those people who did that. Basically, if when I say you can see it, sun gazing, believe it or not, is safe. 30 minutes before the sun sets, 30 minutes as the sun rises. They say an hour, but it's too damn bright for that. But the last 30 minutes, you can't really look at it with your eyes. You have to hold up what some people want to call an Illuminati symbol. Basically, if you were to create the circle with the little 6 signs, create 2 of them, and then connect your middle finger and create pyramids out of it, and then put your eyes through it. So you have like your fingers in a circle, and you're looking through the circles, and then it creates a pyramid. And you put that in front of your eye, and that enables you to connect to a higher dimensional awareness, to where your eyes can relax and you can focus, and your opens up your third eye, and you can see the sun with your naked eye. After about, I don't know, 10, 15, probably about 15 seconds, you will begin to see the sun disappear. Around 20, 30 seconds, the sun completely vanishes, and then you see a black hole. And the sun is black. It emanates no light at all. Zero light. There's no light because of the thing that's in front of it. So when you do this 30 minutes before the sun sets, you do the little circle Illuminati stuff, as they want to say, but it's not Illuminati. They know stuff for a reason, and opens up your third eye, and it relaxes your eye and opens up your higher self to where you can see what the sun really is. And the sun is completely, black. It looks like a dimensional portal to another universe, but what you're really seeing is the thing in front of the sun. What's happening is the sun was having some issues. So it actually is a benevolent action. It's not bad. It's not malevolent. It's the good guys are fixing the sun. But when you're fixing the sun, they don't want you to see all the technology. So they got to put something in front of the sun so you don't see what's really going on. And so it's being done to block the sun while they are literally fixing the sun, and they're desperately trying to fix the sun. There's also another species that is desperately trying to fix the atmosphere. They've done a pretty good job. They weren't very hopeful. When we began the project, it was pretty much a lost cause, and they apologized to me for starting the project so late. I got a lot of apologies over that one. And they didn't think they could do it, but apparently in my opinion, I think they succeeded. The next issue is the oceans. They don't know. We've been trying to fix the oceans and work on the oceans next, and we're basically trying to. This is a dying planet. It is a dying planet, literally, and they are trying to do everything in their power. This is not humans, okay? This is, very advanced species that are here trying to fix everything for us. And then our biggest issue is the whales. The whales are not from this planet. They were brought here. They carry the vibrational frequency of creation, and when they sing their songs in the ocean, they are singing the vibrational frequency of creation, which maintains and holds creation and makes all life possible on a higher dimensional plane. And when if the whales die out and they stop singing their songs, it sounds a little new age, kind of cuckoo crazy, but in reality, on a high dimensional level, if you look at it in that perspective, all life on the planet will die if the last whale dies. So whales, even if we fix the sun, even if not we, the benevolent beings, fix the sun, if they fix the atmosphere, if they can fix the ocean, if they can get the human beings to stop polluting the damn place, they got the nuclear weapon thing under control. There's not going to be a nuclear war here. That's under control. So there are benevolent species desperately trying to fix this damn place. But if the last whale dies, forget it. We're done, and this planet will, cease to have life on it. Is the end result of that. I'm sorry. Did I go off on a tangent again? I tend to ramble. Next question.
Can you tell us the names of the species who've been fixing the atmosphere and the waters?
In the atmosphere, most people will relate to the word elementals.
Okay.
The elementals, you can astral project to the elementals, and you can actually watch them. You can astral project to the clouds, and you can actually see them working. And what's really funny is when you show up there, like, oh, it's funny you, and they laugh at you, and they're like, did you get lost? They're like, what are you doing here? They're like, you're like, I have this question. They're like, I have this question, that question. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Can't you see? Well, we're running around here. We're really busy. We don't have time for you. But you can watch, but you're not gonna know what the hell's going on. So we suggest just go somewhere else. But if you want to stay, you're welcome to. And it's kind of like that conversation when you ask project to the elementals working on the atmosphere. It's rather humorous when you can ask project there. So Lisa, is your sound still messed up? Oh, we have another Lisa that came on. Let's see here. Present. So Lisa, with the sun setting, you're now presenting to everybody. Can you go off mute and say hello? I didn't see you come on the show. I just Lisa, not Lisa Joy, the other Lisa. Apparently people want to come on and not talk. Oh, now you're off mute. Now I heard you try to talk. It sounded like beep beep.
Sorry. Hi. Did it work?
Yeah, there you go. Hey Lisa, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Hey, I'm okay. I woke up.
You
I
woke
woke up just for this.
Oh, you woke up. What are you overseas or what?
No. No, I was sleeping. I get up really early. Remember?
Oh.
I'm just listening.
Oh, you're this Lisa. I know you. Did you want to talk about anything?
Not right now, thanks.
Oh, because you're
Are you-
live. You want to be shy, huh? All right,
Yeah.
we'll talk.
After last time, yeah.
All right, we can chit chat anything. Hey, Akion, is there anybody in the chat that had a question? Akion, I always say your name wrong. It is let me go back here. I'm going to switch screens. Let me go over to the chat if I can figure it out. Oh no, I closed that screen. Oh, that one's over here. All right. Now I can see the chat. So it doesn't look like there's any questions, is there, Akion? I don't see anything in caps. So if you're in the chat room, if you have a question, type in all caps. But I think the people in the chat room are just chatting as they usually do. Yeah, go ahead. Oh boy, I didn't quite. That sounded like a really deep question. I didn't catch all that. Ask that one more time. Oh yeah. I'm. Well, my advice to you is, if you feel your memory's been erased, don't worry about it. You you're not going to get it back. Even if you went under hypnosis, you might get some of it back. Um, when they erase memories, it's that technology is so well developed and so advanced. It will come to you. Your best hope is dreams. It'll come to you in dreams. And my advice to you is to, keep a tape recorder next to you, or your phone, hit record, or pencil and paper. And when you have a dream, don't write it out like a scenario. Just write down, I saw a telephone pole, I saw stairs, I saw a house, an airplane. You write down the symbols. You write down all the symbols in your dream. That's all you do. Don't write a narrative, only the symbols. And then you go to, the easiest thing to do is just to go to a website. It's www.hyperdictionary.com. And it's a dictionary, and you scroll down, and they have a dream dictionary towards the bottom. And my favorite interpreter is Carl Jung. If you can get his dream interpretation dictionary, that Carl Jung's my favorite. But the Hyper Dictionary is pretty damn good, and it'll explain to you the symbols in your dream, and then you write down all what the meaning of all the symbols, and then after you understand the meaning of the symbols, because it's your subconscious mind trying to tell the conscious mind something is going on, then you can begin to interpret your dream and understand what your subconscious mind is really trying to tell you. So if your mind was erased, or if you just want to know what's going on in your life in general, it doesn't matter what your circumstances are. I recommend this for everybody, to write down your dreams. Somebody asked if they could join the chat. Did I already? What the heck's going on? I can't go up. What's going on? Oh, I'm on pause. All right, so the people in the chat room, and in a little bit, I'm going to take another quick break, and then we'll post the link to the live chat, and the people in the chat room can join the live show if you like in just a little bit here. In order to join the live show, you have to have a Google Plus account. So if you don't have a Google Plus account, you can't join, because this is Google technology. We are in Google Hangouts, and the Google Hangouts is being broadcasted live to YouTube. So this is all Google technology, and Google insists that you have a Google Plus account. So if you have a Google Plus account, in a moment we're going to put a link and you can join the live show. But before that happens, did anybody else have anything they want to say? How about Mr. Texter, Andrew? You want to text anything? Mm-hmm. What can we do? Um, well, yeah, yeah. You're. If I recall correctly, you've been involved in the Mandela effect for what, a week or something, or you know. You know what I really need to do? People have been telling me for over a year now I need to create a playlist. And I think it's time I do that. I need to create a playlist because I have over 80 videos and I have two channels. There's Harmony Mandela Effect and one Harmony Mandela Effect. And one channel alone has over 80 videos, the other one has a whole bunch. And you know, I'm the one who made the videos, and it'd be hard for me to go through and say, oh, here's a good one to watch. So that's a huge project. So maybe probably over the weekend, maybe I'll make that a project. I'll create a playlist for new people, and you know, watch this video, watch this video, watch that video, to get caught up to speed on the Mandela effect and what to do. But the bottom line is, and I say this, I'm beginning to say this at the end of the videos I've made the last week, is simply, as the sun sets, sun rises, pray, meditate. You've heard me say this: bring in God, source, creator energy, become a pillar of light and shine unto the world, and bring in that peace, love, and harmony and that energy. And you control reality and just emanate what you want to be. I talked about, a blank slate, canvas, picture what you want reality to be. Take out a piece of paper, write your name on, say, I want reality to be this, and write out your perfect reality. And the answer is create it yourself. So you create it, and then once you create it, it becomes reality, and then it begins to manifest itself outwards on a global scale. And you can affect reality, each and every one of us. Right. All right. It's now been 30 minutes. I need to take another quick 2-minute break. That's how I am. I can only sit for 30 minutes. I have a bad back and stuff. I gotta get up. Christy, you should be on the show now. You guys talk amongst yourself. Acheon, take control. I'll be back in 2 minutes. You guys talk.
Cool. Hey, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for about 20 minutes there, my audio was out for whatever reason. Sorry about that. Larry, did you have anything you wanted to bring up tonight?
I wanted to ask Harmony about the 1916 plane attack on the Statue of Liberty.
You said it was the what? The 1960?
The 1916
Oh, okay.
attack on the Statue of Liberty. And I would have thought I would have remembered hearing about it sometime, but I've never heard about that.
Yeah, there's another Mandela effect around that, around the Statue of Liberty, I believe it was. Wasn't it? It was on an island. It wasn't a
Ellis.
effect for me.
It was on Ellis Island.
Ellis Island, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now it's on Liberty Island.
Interesting. Yeah, so sorry to anybody in the chat room. I was trying to chime in and ask a few of your questions, but I had some audio issues. So when Harmony gets back, I'm going to start off with Carissa's question and then just move down the list. Again, so if anybody else in the chat has a question, just put it in all caps because I'm switching back and forth. And Harmony typically doesn't monitor the live chat. He's kind of a one-track minded on these calls, which is a good thing. So definitely want to give a shout out to Robin. Thanks for holding down the chat as a moderator. And Daisy Dame, you should join us next Tuesday evening if you're free.
Well, she can join us right now. I'm going to send out an invite.
I think we're full. We can only have up to 8.
10. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 8. And then if more than 2 jump on, we can boot some people because, like, Lisa, you don't have sound quality, so you can still listen live stream, so we would boot Lisa. And then Andrew is on text. He's not talking much. So there's a couple people we can boot. We can make room. But right now, the first 2 that get the invite can jump in. If there's more than 2 that want to jump in, put in all caps and want to join the show, and then I'll throw somebody off. There's the link. Well, Daisy, you can go ahead and join us right now. Grab the link and jump on. There's only Daisy. I haven't been watching the chat the whole time. There's only one person asked to be on the show. So only one person asked, and then Daisy, you can join us.
Yeah, Ed was asking earlier. I dropped him the link, but he never joined, so I removed the link after 10 seconds.
Okay, well, Ed, now you can join. Oh, Ed said I asked 8 questions. I must have missed them all. Yeah, we did, Ed. I'm sorry. Yeah, I apologize. We're not a professional organization here. That's why I say if you really want to be heard, you can. Well, at this point, now you can jump on the show and join us live. If we miss your question, he said missed 8 questions. That's why I say there's that little stupid $sign. If I don't know, maybe I'll let you donate 10 cents. Try it. I don't know. I don't care about the money. All I'm saying is when you hit that little super chat button, then your comment goes to the top and sticks, and we can see it better. So it's not about the money. Daisy's gonna down. I don't think you don't need the Google app, Hangouts app, Daisy. No one needs the Google Hangout app. You just have to have a Google account, a Google Plus account. That's all. If you have a Google Plus account, you just, well, maybe you do need the Google Hangout app. I don't know. Would you?
No, as long as you have the link, as long as you have the link.
No, as long as you have a Google Plus account and you have the link, you can join the show. So.
You know, Carissa and I had some audio issues a little bit ago.
Oh, wait a second. Can we go back to Ed? Go back. Look, I'm not typing them all again. Boy, I know how you feel, Ed. You know.
Sorry, Ed.
I know how you feel, Ed. I get thousands of comments a day. It's hard to keep up. You know what? Can we really go back into the chat and see Ed's questions? Let's see. What would happen, in your opinion, if we broke the mirror? Well, I don't know what you mean by the mirror. He did type in all caps. I have had the same dream with same characters, town, work, stories, etc. The only thing that changes is the scenario being carried out for 6 months. Now, what is this trying to tell me? Well, I don't do dream interpretation, and I do apologize. I only speak on topics I'm familiar with. I forgot. We're probably having people join the show. Oops. Let me go back over here. Are people trying to join?
Nicholas was just in, and then he just dropped out for whatever reason.
All right. Can you do me a favor? You focus on Google Hangouts for a minute, and as people join, can you get them in?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So then you focus on Google Hangouts. I'm going to focus on Ed's question. So everybody knows I don't know everything, and I will only talk about topics that I know about. If I'm going to give an opinion or hypothesize, I'll let you know that. I'm not a dream interpreter, Ed, so I can't answer that question, but let me scroll up and find another question Ed had. What, in your opinion, happened to the 2 billion? Oh, yeah, that's a good one. What, in your opinion, happened to the 2? In case you don't know, this planet has a population. I think I'm the first person to make a video on that. What's the population of Earth? I kind of just, I wasn't comfortable making that video. I just kind of threw it out there, and that thing took off. I couldn't believe it. A lot of people were like, I don't remember 7.5 billion. I remember 9 billion. I remember 10 billion. And his question is, what happened to the other 2 billion people? That's a very in-depth and very long question, and I have to go into theories that I have not revealed to the general public, Ed. There are certain topics that I will talk about, in the public forum like we are right now, and on YouTube, etc. And then there's things that I don't talk about in public, and that's what the private group's for. Because a lot of, I don't know who my audience is. Some people are, they discovered the Mandela effect a day or two ago, a week ago, a month ago. And if I start, what I talk about is pretty profound enough as it is. It's pretty cuckoo crazy out there. I'll be the first to admit it. A lot of the things I talk about, my theories, my proof, the things I've gone through, the facts, they're way, way, way out there. It's kind of hard for somebody just to grasp immediately. So your question is a very, very in-depth question. So Ed, in this video, if you look in the description, it says how to get a hold of me, and there's a YouTube video, and there's a link to the YouTube video on how to join my Discord group, and that kind of question I answer in private. So moving on to Ed's next question.
So why don't you do all the like everything public? Why have some private stuff? Why not?
Because it scared the shit out of people.
What why would it scare people?
Well, put it this way, when I came on the scene, I don't want to sound like a broken record, apologies if you heard this before. It was just a bunch of kids talking about the Mandela effect, the Berenstain Bears, they're Curious George. The number one question I get is, is this age related? Do kids know about it? And I'm like, well, you obviously don't know the history. The Mandela effect was nothing but a bunch of kids. The Mandela effect is kids. The kids are talking about this in the elementary schools, the junior highs, the high schools. It's the youth of our world that is doing the most talk about it. This is a kid subject. It's the kids that brought this to the world. Well, unless you want to go into Theona Broom. Okay, so Theona Broom coined the term Mandela effect. But after Theona Broom did that, in my opinion, the adults couldn't comprehend it, and the kids just went. Kids don't have a filter, and they just went berserk. So then, so here I come along. I come onto the scene, and I'm like, I am literally the very first person in the entire world to talk about the human anatomy has changed. The human skeleton has changed. The skull has changed. The brain is different. I'm the very first person to do that, and that scared the crap out of people. I terrified people. There was a bad aftermath of that, and that's why I started the support groups, because people were flipping out over the human anatomy changes. And then I'm the very first person to talk about, hey, we're in a different part of the universe. We're or the galaxy. We're no longer on the Sagittarius arm. We're in the Ryan arm. And then I talk about the population. And et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I am literally the first person to bring up these topics, and it scared the crap out of people. And it also, the Mandela effect was like nothing when I came on the scene. There's hardly any videos, hardly anybody there. It was just hardly anybody there. And after I made these videos, it blew up. It went viral. The Mandela effect just took off, and it was on a frenzied fury for a good while, and then it kind of dies out. And people, whatever, they get their answers, they move on with their lives. I don't know what. And then it seems like every 3 months a new group of people come on, and they're brand new to the Mandela effect, and they're freaking out. And then they kind of chill after 3 months, and then there's another wave. So the long-winded answer is, if a human anatomy video that I made is going to turn your world upside down and make you flip out, what's going to happen if I really tell you what I know?
Mm-hmm.
You're just going to lose it. So I have a responsibility with the information that I deliver to the public, and I sugarcoat everything, except for today. I made a private video for my group only. So if you want to know what happens in the private group, check out my private, not for the public, April 10th, 2017 video. You'll hear me in the beginning of the video, I had no intentions of making that video public. It was for the private group only. And I go into some, rather in-depth stuff. It's still not, the deep stuff. I have, just so you know, I have 4 Discord groups. There's the live stream group, which you can join. Those are the instructions for that. And then I have another private group that you have to be interviewed for. And then once you go through that and you're cool, then you get into the third group, the third layer, and then we get to know you even better. And then finally you get to my fourth layer inner group. So I have 4 groups and the 4 tiers, and I share different information with each group depending on where you are at in your development, because I can't just throw the truth at you all at once. You'll go nuts. I did.
You got to be spoon fed
Yeah, you have to be spoon fed this
like
stuff.
a baby.
Yeah, you can't go from milk to meat, as the Bible says.
Exactly.
Hopefully that's still in there. I know meat's there. Jesus Christ doesn't sit down for a meal anymore. It's no longer the Lord's Supper. He sat down to have meat. Meat. That cracks me up. I'm sorry. Oh my God, meat. Seriously, Jesus Christ sat down to have meat. Sounds like a bunch of cannibals. But anyway, moving right along. Hopefully I answered that question.
I do have a similar question for you. I think I know what happened to those 2 billion, but it's probably a private question too. What happened to the
Hey, if you want to speculate, go for it. It's not me talking, it's you. Oh, wait,
well,
real quick. Yeah, go on. I'm gonna start. I'm sorry, the people who came in the show. Akion, did you unmute them?
No, Nicholas is the only one that has come in, and Daisy's with.
What about Dan Vaughn? Can you sound check Dan Vaughn? You there?
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm here.
Okay, good. Well, you're next up. Dale's on. Okay, so you want to speculate on the 2 billion, and then we are going to move to Dan Vaughn.
well, with 2 billion, I think the original creators of this Earth didn't make it. So the projectiles from them didn't make it either. I think.
Okay, go on.
I have a question. What happened to my kids? I mean, I do have replacements.
Your kids are, yeah, okay. Jesus Christ.
I do have replacements, and they 10% different at least, you know.
Okay.
Question: the kids playing games on the computers like Sandbox 2 when they're creating universes and stuff. Do you think they're creating parallel universes while they're doing it?
Yes.
Okay. God, we've been overtaken so badly.
Yeah, but what you have to understand is you're talking about the lower realms and the manure, as I said. You have to go to the higher dimensions and understand that they're crap. Cody, can you open the door? I'm on the phone. Sorry, someone just came. I can't get to the door, Cody. Sorry, when I'm on my live show, I'm strapped to my computer. So anyway,
for me, the scary thing is those kids, my kids, on this earth, they also fully normal. I mean, they like me. So that means when we're gonna collapse or do something else, some of us not gonna make it again. It's awful. I don't know how to prepare. I mean, what should I tell kids and how? I mean, I'm lost. Sorry. I mean.
Well, boy, your question is very personal, and I had the backstory on that one. Most people don't. Basically, when we were moved, they try to move families together. What happened with you is you were separated from your kids at that time.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, because you were separated from them when the shift happened. It doesn't sound like you all moved together. In general, they move us together, families, friends, etc. It's called continuity. They have to maintain the continuity of reality as much as possible, so people don't know what's going on. In your particular situation, you were your kids were somewhere, and you were, I forgot, you were on vacation or something. You were gone, and for a period of time, and apparently a shift occurred while you were separated from your children. And
yes,
then
I exactly remember the day and moment, and it was change of smell in the grass. I mean, it was, and I felt so lonely at that moment, and I was deeply depressed, and I was like, I don't want to die, but I don't want to die alone. It's just.
You're not gonna
I'm
die
sorry.
alone. We're all here with you, honey. The bottom line at the end of the day, there's what's known as the 5 stages of death and dying and grief, whatever, there's the denial, and there's the bargaining, and there's the anger, and you go through all these stages, and at the end of the day, you have to come to acceptance, and you have to simply accept, the children are the children you have, and just be grateful they're here, and just be grateful you have your children here. They may seem a little different, but they're still your children.
Yeah, they are getting better actually because they're adjusting to my frequency and stuff. And
Yeah, no, they'll slowly get
yeah,
adjusted, and everything will, over time, everything will be fine with your family. But so just try not to worry. Pray, meditate, whatever you do. Bring in that peace and harmony. Um, I'm a big believer in white sage. You get it from an Indian tribe where it's sacred white sage, and burn sage in your home. It's called, what do they call it, smudging. With sage, your home, you burn sage and you go into every corner. Um, Bad energy accumulates in corners of our homes. I think
It's
it's probably,
cleansing.
I think that's why they made our homes square and with all these corners, because evil energy accumulates in the corners, and you take white sage and burn it and clean out the energy. There's drum techniques you can use, chimes you can put on. One of my favorites, you go onto YouTube, there's Tibetan singing bowls, where there's a Tibetan bowls, chiming, the sound frequencies will clean the energy in your home, and there's nice rain playing in the background. We have to focus on cleaning the energies in our home at all times, is a good recommendation to have. But let's move right along to Dan Vaughn. You're live now. You have a question?
Yeah, what's up? Hi, how are you?
Doing good. Welcome to the show. Good to see you.
Good. Yay, I'm glad to finally be able to actually talk to you, because I know texting in the chat is a whole nother thing, and I know you're busy and you focus on, that one task, and that's awesome. You're
Well, I do make myself available in the Discord
yeah,
group.
I know, just the way you handle things. I think it's really cool, that's all.
I
So
just don't have time in chat.
no, I know.
Comments. So I'm not a tech. I'm 50 years old. I'm not a texter. I'm not a tech. Whatever. You get the idea.
Just
By the
super
way,
intelligent, and you work under the president, but no texting.
well,
No
yeah.
texting.
I remember the day they installed fiber optics into our command. That was a trip.
Oh my
we
lord.
were one of the first people in the world to get fiber optics. I'm like, what the hell's fiber optics? I didn't know what it was. They like had these, anyway. Long story. By the way, I love your little artwork in the background. That's cool.
Thank you. That's and it says good vibes. My domain is this is where I meditate. But I had a question about symbols. You mentioned the tree of life and how we misunderstood it, right? And
well, no, that's an overstatement.
Okay.
But there's different understandings.
Right.
And the world understands the cabal understanding.
I read the cabal. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that understanding, which in my opinion is limited. It
I was
doesn't mean
just wondering if there's other
it doesn't mean
like that.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they don't understand it. There's symbols everywhere. My symbols, in my opinion, are the true and most correct and advanced symbols.
That's what I was wondering. The most important, like in your opinion, what are the most important that we should be focusing on? Like when I meditate, when I'm, astral projecting, when I'm doing these things, like what symbols are most important?
Well, the thing is, when you look at in the beginning of my videos, I show that painting. You're probably familiar with it. It's available for download. By the way, in the descriptions, you can download that painting.
Awesome.
It is copywritten, so it's available for personal use. It's in the description as we speak, and you can download that painting so you can meditate on it if you want. I do. Basically, for me, it is the most advanced computer in all existence. Whenever I'm presented with an issue, a problem, some kind of physics that they want me to solve, whatever is presented to me,
right,
because I understand that symbol and what it means, and all the physics and the technology behind it. Not everyone will, but it's designed to wake you up, is what it
Yeah,
really
I
is.
love it.
It's
I
designed to speak to your soul, your true core, your higher self, to wake you up to the true reality. And when you can literally look at that and solve any problem, not emotional, but or money, but physics related, as what I call it, or if you want an answer, you can literally look at that and get your answer.
Right. Well, it's funny because that picture kept bringing me back to you. And it was like every time I saw it and I would come to your channel, it was like I would want to come back not only to hear what you had to say, but to see that picture again. Like I couldn't get it out of my head.
Well,
And so I felt like I had to, I don't know, I had that connection with it.
and that's its purpose,
Right.
is to wake
Mind
people
blown.
up. And you see that symbol and you go, oh, there's something here.
Right.
There's some truth here, and it's designed to wake you up. Majority of the people that contact me, they've never made a single comment on YouTube. They never contacted anybody, and I can't tell you how many times, hundreds of people, I can't believe I'm contacting you. This is not my character. I don't get it, but
Right.
I saw your videos and just I had to
Right.
contact
You felt compelled.
they literally, they were like every single person, not every, but the majority of the people, feel compelled, and that's the purpose and what it's designed to do.
Right. And also, out of all of the like supposed threats that we are facing right now, is there any that we should really keep an eye on that are like of importance? Because there's so much, flying around, like the Rapture and then World War III and then Antarctica and all these things. So it's like, where should our attention be?
Well, you see, there, I do have my inner group. I mentioned there's 4 groups.
Yeah,
You work your way through it. The inner group, we go on missions and we run around and try to heal things. And we're not the only group. Morning Coffee with Rion. What's his YouTube channel? The Unite the Collective or something. His group specializes on going around to places on the earth where like a battle took place, and they heal that energy and correct it. So that
that's
group
awesome.
yeah, they're focused, and I believe, he's the real deal. He might seem like
I don't doubt it.
he might seem like a hippie stoner, but the guy's really dead
No
on.
way. My mom, no, I grew up
And
knowing that.
his techniques,
Right, so.
he teaches you how to create circles of energy around you, how to project energy, how to read people.
Right.
All his techniques are, I don't want to say it's in a bad way, they're made up, but it's his methods and his techniques, and they do work, and they're accurate, and they're dead on.
Hey, if they work.
They
So
work.
that was a question too in this VIP group. And if I, got to be able to do that, where would you go? Like you said, like battlegrounds. I want to go to Machu Picchu. Let's go there. I want to go there so bad.
Well,
I know that's very spiritual. I just know that, there are certain places on earth that are just so you just feel it. It
there's
just
still a
vibrates.
portal open there.
Right. Well,
No, you said that, I'm going there right now. I can astral project there.
I feel you. I know.
Yeah, I think there's still a portal there. So the answer is, yeah, we can do anything you want. Like you just mentioned it, and boom, I'm there.
Right.
And I'm already picking up on them, getting a read, and see, I haven't thought of it. So you brought it up, and all of a sudden, well, now I recognize there's still a portal there. So that's good information.
I just love it. I just, every time I see it or like think about it, I just have some connection with it again. Like one of those things where I'm like, man, I just feel like I just want to go there so bad.
No, you
like
can't.
it's important.
Yeah, you can go anywhere you want in the universe.
That's true. That's true. Like sometimes with me though, it's like it's like a flicker show when I astral project, or it's like I'm there. So I know what you mean. But sometimes it's just like a movie for me. Like I'm just seeing it. All these things I'm supposed to know.
That sounds more we call that the superhighway, the Ethernet is what you're tapping into, in my opinion.
I feel like, and it's funny because I've told my mother, I feel like I'm talking to a ball of goo. Like, and I know that sounds super weird for some people that are in here. I'm sorry, but if you're in this for a while, you know what I mean. These things are like common, I guess.
They are.
And
They
I,
get common. Yeah.
and so I feel like that. Sometimes I felt like I was just connecting with this. It wasn't anything. It was just information, like a goo, just giving me information.
Yeah. What would we call it? The Ethernet or the superhighway, the electromagnetic energy that's available. There's the, I always say around the one day I got to learn how to say that word. Akashic Records. Everything's available to you at all times, and you're just tapping into certain things.
So true. So true. That's
Yeah.
why people do, they go on trips and everything because it takes away those barriers for them. It helps them see that easier, I guess, It's funny how, in a way, do you feel like there's back doors for people to do that, for people who are like not normally spiritual?
Well, spiritual is a bad name. Everybody has
Right.
access to
That's
everything.
true. That's true.
And but some people have, depending who you are and who your true self is, you have access to certain things and different techniques. I'll use the military example. There's a soldier on the ground. There's a guy who flies the airplane. There's a guy on the aircraft carrier. There's a guy. Everybody has their specialty.
Right.
And I have certain specialties that other members in my group don't have, and we work together and bring our gifts to their full potential. And I can't work alone.
Right.
And there's certain things they can't do without me. So
Restrict the
we
numbers,
go,
yeah.
I do have a military background, and the missions tend to be kind of military oriented, where I'm directing and I'm like the commander, and I get feedback. And basically the way it works is we just go out and start putting our sensors out, and whoever picks up on something, then we all hone in on it and get a read on it, and then we discuss it. We come together as a group and decide, is this something that we should leave alone? Is it something that's being handled by an advanced benevolent species and there's nothing to do, or do they need assistance? Sometimes species will come to us and ask for assistance in certain things. Sometimes there is free will, and certain species can't violate that free will, but because we're here, we're in human form, we have free will, so we can extend our free will to other species, which we have done on numerous occasions. And we work together in tandem with not only human beings, but other species and other civilizations. And it gets, for the general public listening, it probably sounds cuckoo crazy right now.
Right.
But I'm
Right.
speaking
Sounds
to
a
you
lot
directly.
like
I'm speaking to you
woo-woo.
directly because I think you get this.
I do. I grew up with it. Yeah, definitely. And I'm also RH negative and O negative. So do you think that is like plays into it? I feel like
That's what cracks me up on my earth. The blood types are different here. Like on my old earth, we didn't know anything about RH negative and positive. That was like a conspiracy theory thing. But here,
Right.
when you get your blood test and knowing if you're RH positive or negative, it seems kind of like a normal thing here.
I didn't even know it. No, actually, I didn't know
Yeah,
it.
RH positive, because the RH positive negative lets you know if you have reptilian bloodline in you.
So do I?
I don't know. I don't know what your blood type is. I don't even know if you're
I
OB
just
or
told you.
you didn't tell me if you're RH positive or negative. I don't know what you are.
It's negative.
You're
Actually,
RH. You know you're RH.
yes, I had a baby, so I had
Oh,
to get a shot in my butt.
well, see,
There's-
there you go. Nobody knew RH stuff on the old world, and here you are. You know the RH.
only because I had to.
Well, on the old Earth, they would never even test for that.
So what does that mean?
Well, this Earth. Oh, what does it mean? I don't know. I forget. Well, one. What do you Google it real quick? I'm
Okay.
sorry, I forget. I'm not going to give a bad answer to the whole world.
That's okay.
here. I don't
just
have
wanna know if I'm a
I don't have
lizard.
everything memorized, honey. One means you're reptilian. Let's go ahead. Can you Google it?
Oh, not
Here,
without
Google it.
exiting.
Now I'll Google it. I can Google it real quick. What does it mean? Now you got my curiosity going.
I swear, because I love lizards, and I know that sounds super weird, but I've had like lizards too, and I had unknowns and like the bearded dragons. I just thought they were so cool.
No. Well, if you think dragons are cool, you'll like Silver Legion. Silver Legion is a dragon group, and they do missions and all kinds of stuff. But the Silver Legion, they like to blow crap up. Anyway.
Oh my goodness. sometimes I guess it's necessary to blow things up.
You know what? I don't think I'm going to find the answer immediately because I'm getting.
That's okay. We
I'm-
can come back to it. I don't want to take up your whole show.
Yeah, but you got me curious because
I know.
online is the generic answer. You have to go in the conspiracy theory answer. So
Right.
yeah, but
Okay,
you know,
well,
in the O positive and negative is different here, and yeah, the blood's completely different. I never made a video on that.
Hey,
Dorizo,
Harmon,
I
can I
never
say
knew
something
about
real
the
fast?
iron.
Oh yeah, who's talking?
Lisa, it's
Go ahead,
Lisa.
Lisa.
Yeah, go ahead, Lisa.
My daughter is RH negative, and she just had a baby, and on my old Earth, she's known she's been RH negative for some reason for a while now, like several years, because she is a blood donor. So you're saying that now I did a lot of looking into the RH negative. What was the question? I kind of missed the question
Well,
about it.
if you're, I forgot if you're RH positive or negative, I forgot which one.
Yeah.
But if you're
Right.
one, it means you have reptilian blood in you.
Oh, it's negative. It's the negative.
Oh
If
no,
you
you
I'm a
remember?
reptile.
Oh, sure I do. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And what are you, Don Dambon? You're negative?
I'm RH negative, O negative. I'm a
So
reptile.
no, she just said negative means you're not reptile.
No, negative means you are.
Oh, negative means you are. Okay, well then you might be reptile. I don't know. You can research that later. It's not a bad
Yeah, I
thing.
will.
There's a lot of good. See, the thing is, there's a lot of good reptilians out there. They
You
get
know
a
what?
bad they get a bad rap.
I was also asking that in like the psychic sense too. I feel like being RH negative, O negative, makes me so more susceptible to, the astral projecting and the psychic,
Here,
and the,
can you do me a favor? Pull your hair back so I can see your ear.
so you can see my ear.
Yeah, let me see your ear. Here, do the left, the other ear, because there's more light in your room.
There.
Stay there. Stop. Now move a little bit.
Is that good?
You're more than reptilian. You have other bloodlines in you.
You think so?
Yeah, I can tell by looking at your ear.
Oh man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, ears are the biggest giveaway. I don't want to give a whole lecture about ears. That's kind of top secret stuff. But
Okay. Well, that's cool.
no, you're not. You're not. You have very little reptilian in you.
Yeah, that was a good question in the chat. Somebody asked, do your eyes ever slit up like a reptilian? Have
You
you
know
ever?
what? I have really weird eyes, so.
The answer, I can answer that question. The answer is no.
Why
It is
why do you say that?
Because she doesn't know. She's not. I can just. She's not an insider reptilian.
No, I'm not like some.
She's not an insider.
Well, I don't think that you have to be an insider for that to happen. I've witnessed.
Oh yeah, you do.
I don't know. I've
If
witnessed
you-
it in a meeting, sitting 2 foot across from somebody, and the argument, the conversation got a little heated, and all of a sudden, I mean, I'm literally locked eyes with this woman, sitting 2 foot from her at a small table, surrounded by other folks, and it was the first time I'd ever experienced that, from full circle, straight cat-looking eyes, and then back. And there was a message, in a sense, delivered energetically. And about 10 minutes later, I found myself walking out, just, ended the meeting.
Well, I will tell you right now, she's an insider.
She's an author.
No, she's not human. She's a hybrid.
Okay, I see where you're going.
Or where Dan Vaughn is not a hybrid. She
Right.
might have reptilian bloodline in her, but she's not reptilian. There's a big difference between being a hybrid and having reptilian blood in you.
Sure.
Huge difference.
Sure.
And I can just tell by her. I can. She's not a hybrid.
No, I see where you're going with that. I understand now. Hey, one of the things that came up in the chat earlier has probably been about.
Oh, by the way, to answer, sorry, I get this question a lot of the time. How can you look at someone and know if they're an alien or not? And I will tell you this question, or hybrid, and I'll tell you this question over. I'll answer the same question over and over and over again. You can't. You can't. I can, but you can't. You really have to. Really, it's kind of like body language. can you tell if somebody's lying? Like, do you know what it means if they touch their nose? Well, if someone's talking and they touch their nose, or if they touch their hair, do you know what that means? Most people don't know. But if you study body language, you know what that means. You have to study it. You have to be a student of recognizing different species, and I've personally, seen many of them, and I have that knowledge base. So the answer is most people can't.
Hey, so going back to the Mandela effect real quick, this question came up in the chat, and how does that affect, or what does that mean about our free will? So is that something that we acquiesce to prior to coming as part of the soul contract experience? Meaning, if we're shifting into parallel realities without our consent, what does that mean for our free will, or did we consent prior to showing up? I guess is the best way to ask that.
It's a multi-layered answer depending on what dimensional plane you want to talk to. I will answer on the highest level first, which I addressed in my private video, where and you can watch it. It's public now. My private video came out today or last night, whatever. Basically, it's my opinion, my belief that somewhere in reality, all existence, somewhere you agreed to this, and you don't have any memory of it, but somewhere you agreed to this on the highest level. Now, when you get down to the lowest level, let's go there for a minute. The lowest human level. No, you didn't agree to any of this crap, and you've been hijacked, and you've been kidnapped, and you've been screwed, blued, and tattooed, and fucked with on that level. Now, do you want to get caught up in the willow wallow and the poor me, and I'm a little human being, and I've been picked up, and I've been taking this reality, and I don't like the sun, and I don't like the sky, and the geography is moved, and all the movie lines, and you want to sit there and cry. I'm sorry if I insulted anybody, but the point is, get over it. Just get over it. Get over your ego. Get over your human self. Get over all the crap. Because you know where all that stuff gets you? Not only does it get you nowhere, because nowhere would be pretty damn good. It's even worse than nowhere. What that does is it throws you around in a little circle that's inside a box, and you run around the circle, and you're hitting the walls, and you're bouncing off the ceilings, and you're just going completely cuckoo, crazy, insane, and you're going nuts. Okay.
The ears top seat, like what's with the ears?
Hold on a second. Time out. What, Cody? Yeah, I can check the records, but I sent you an email today, but yeah. All right. I'm sorry. I got interrupted and completely sidetracked. So let me go back. Give me a second to regain my focus. So, yeah, you can take the car. Where are you going? Park the car good when you come back. Oh, I'm low. Check the gas too. I'm sorry. My son's taking my car. Anyway, refocus, because this is critical. So stop running around in the box and break down the walls and realize there is no box, and go outside the box and look back in, and from the higher dimensional planes, and you look down and you go, oh, now I understand. Let me give you one more analogy. For all those, if you've ever been in a play and you're on stage and you have the back wall and you have the side curtains and you have the audience in front of you, and what is every great actor or actress taught? They are taught the fourth wall. Pretend there's a fourth wall in front of you and the audience does not exist, and simply forget who you are and act out and be that character and be in that moment. And that's what we've done. We've forgotten who we are, and we've become the actors, and we've put up that fourth wall, and we forget there's an audience. We forget there's the stage hands. We forget all this stuff that's going on all around us at all times. And we get caught up in this little world and simply knock down all the walls, leave the theater, get off the stage, go out into the universe and look back down and go, now I get it. Now I understand. This is who I truly am. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I came here for. This is what I volunteered for. I am going to make a difference in this reality. I'm going to kick ass and take names. Get it? Next question. I like your smile, Dan Vaughn. Please.
Don't do that.
Well, you're broadcasting. I forgot I had you on. The whole world can probably see your smile right now. But hey.
Yeah, hey Daisy Damon, I was wondering about some of the videos that you've been shooting about the sun this week. What's your takeaway from that?
I don't know. I see a lot of colors. Like, I'm an artist and I paint murals, so I always notice when there's different colors in the sky. So I try and take pictures of it, and just all I do is put what I see out there as sky anomalies. I won't, say it's this or that, but I will say that I am seeing something and I'm gonna put it out there. And so if people like it, they can like it, and if not, that's cool too.
No. It's kind of how I started. I didn't think 100 people would watch me, and the next thing I know, I have 8,000 subscribers. And then in case everyone wants to know what happened on my old channel, I crossed the line and I put out information that they didn't like, and I ignored them, and I threw up the big bird at them, and they punished me and shut down my channel. I got hacked and shut down, so then I had to start all over again. That's why I have two channels. So when one channel if it gets hacked and shut down again, I got a backup, which is a good thing because I had that sex pervert show up on my other channel, and I can't do live broadcast for 3 months on my other channel, so I'm on my backup channel right now.
My.
And then Larry also had a question about
just throw stuff out there. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. I mean, we're not here to please people. We're here to put information out.
Exactly.
If people like the information, great. If you don't, I'm sorry. I'm not for you. I'm not for everybody. I'm not for everybody. Okay, I get that. I mean,
and when people start to get upset or they try and make fun of it, it's like, why would you make fun of photography? I just don't get it. Like, it's cool.
Well, there's human beings that just enjoy causing turmoil and get
They
ruffling
want
fingers.
to seek a reaction out of you, so
Yeah,
they can suck your energy and take it and make you.
Yeah.
They're bad people, drama bombs. You gotta get those people out of your life.
They're energy vampires, and then
Right.
And
exactly.
then the next level is the paid trolls, which you have not run into, but I have. Then you have your paid
Right.
trolls, and in case you don't know this, the paid trolls that are hired by our government and other governments. Yes, our government hires trolls,
Oh yeah.
and they are paid by the comment. If they post a comment and people, every time someone responds to them, they make money. They make
Wow.
because it's really easy to track. You make a comment, someone makes a comment, it's so easy to track, and you get paid per comment.
I feel bad for those people that are so angry that they have to go around making other people miserable. I'm just like, man, I wish that whatever it is that sucks in your life, I could help it make it better, because I know that there's good in everybody.
Well, the thing is, don't feel any emotion for them at all.
Right.
Because they are doing what they enjoy doing, and they love it.
True.
So you don't have to feel sorry for somebody who's doing something they love. And you don't have to waste any energy or effort or time into what they love doing. And my recommendation is don't even understand it. I learned this a long time ago. There's certain questions that you will ask, but if you don't want the answer, don't ask it. I've made that mistake many, many, many times. I've asked a question, I wanted to know something, and then the universe answered, and I found out why they do what they do, and I knew firsthand the answer, and I didn't like it. And so there's certain areas where you just don't go. There's certain questions you just don't ask. There's certain things you just don't want to know, and just leave those topics and those, leave that crap alone. Because it doesn't enlighten you. It doesn't give you any greater knowledge or depth or, just leave it alone. Leave them to their world.
Their miserable world, yeah.
Well, it's not miserable to them.
That's
They love
true.
they are enjoying it and they love it and they're having a good time and they're exercising their free will and their right to cause misery and pain in the world. And there are people that really love to cause pain and misery in the world, and that's what they do. And that's all there is to understand about that one. You know, that's what they
Mm-hmm.
do.
It's true.
Yeah. Akion, do you have to go or are you still good?
No, I'm good. I don't have any plans this evening.
Okay. Well, I think it's been a 30 minutes. I'm going to take another 2-minute break. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Hey, is Christy still with us?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yep. How's Dean doing?
Yes.
Yeah, Dean's good.
Good. Good. Yeah, sorry I missed you guys over the weekend. It was just a lot going on here.
Yeah, obviously a lot.
Yeah, when it rains, it floods.
Isn't it just though? Yeah.
So Daisy, are you on the West Coast?
I'm not. I lived on the West Coast for a little bit, but I am on the East Coast.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, repping back on the East Coast. I lived all over the US though.
Did you see the comments earlier about New York City's population from like
No, what?
I think it was like somebody said it was at 1.18 million and now it's at 8 million or something like that. And then somebody else chimed in and said it went from 35 million to 18 million. And now,
No way.
yeah, which is unfamiliar for me, but I was just wondering.
I heard that the projected number is going to be a lot less. I didn't know it already was a lot less. That's ridiculous. Where are we all going? Like,
What are you talking about? Projected number? I'm sorry, I just got back.
The New York City, the population of New York City.
It went down.
Now, that's what somebody in the chat said, but I haven't looked into it. Hey,
Yeah.
real quick before we forget, Larry had a question about New York. Larry, do you want to chime in?
Yeah, 1916, the Statue of Liberty got attacked.
No,
And
that was before that.
I have no recollection of that.
Yeah, that did not happen on my timeline.
me
I
neither.
yeah, I went to school I went to high school right outside of New York, closer to Trenton, New Jersey, and we had a penthouse in New York right across the street from the UN building. So I mean, I went to New York every weekend and countless times in my life. Went to the Statue of Liberty, and my stepfather just happens to be well, obviously this is a long time ago. Geez, you know, I'm 50, my stepfather's in his 80s, so, and they were talking about his dad. So this is a long, long time ago. His dad was the chief of police of New York. Boy, the stories I can tell you about that one, that's pretty fascinating. But the point is, my stepfather grew up in New York. His father's the chief of police in New York, and he went to Statue of Liberty all the time. I went there all the time. What I'm getting at, I'm getting the background. I have a very in-depth and personal knowledge of New York and the Statue of Liberty, and the reason I went there, the story goes back, what, 30 years, about 35 years ago. So about 35 years ago, I went to the Statue of Liberty for the first time. My stepfather was telling me about how the reason we can't go up into the arm is because so many people went up and down that arm, it created structural integrity issues, and it became unstable from all the people over the many, many years going up into the arm, and it became structurally, unstable. And because of that, they couldn't allow people to go up there anymore, and so that is why people could not go up there. But I've recently learned through the Mandela effect, so I made a video on it, and you're probably mentioning this, Now they're saying the reason we can't go out there is because there was some kind of terrorist attack, and that's why you can't go up there in the arm all the way up into the flame anymore. So no, I don't remember that at all. As the bottom line, that's a new one to me. There was never a terrorist attack on the Statue of Liberty on my timeline. Yeah, apparently here there was.
Yeah, during my research, I came across that.
Yeah, but I thought it was before 1960. But yeah, there was some kind of terrorist attack, I heard. But I don't know. Anyway, does that answer that question or next?
I do have a question.
Yeah.
What do you think about prophecies?
Think about what?
Prophecies.
Prophecies are no longer valid here. Prophecies were valid on the old timelines. The prophecies you remember happen on the other Earths, the other timelines. This is a completely different Earth, a completely different timeline. The prophecies have fallen apart and just they're not. This is a completely different timeline. So basically, what's happening here, I guess, insider information from my alien buddies. The way this here, I'll tell a story. So story time. This is how they want to make this point to me, because the way they work, it's kind of interesting. They don't always tell you everything point blank. They love to take you through a journey and an experience. They want you to experience things. These aliens, it's a trip how they communicate. But anyway, so they want to make a point to me. I went over to their house. Guess they're your neighbors. They live next door to you. Hate to say this, but they look human. You can't tell them apart. I mean, I can, but you can't. They're your neighbors. They're your coworkers. Akion, you mentioned earlier how that lady went into slit eyes. That was not a human. That was a hybrid or a shapeshifter. They're everywhere. They really are. Crap. Now you want to write on tell what I really know on the general public? I forgot this is a live stream. I was getting comfortable for a minute. This is going out through the whole world in general public. I'm probably scaring the crap out of people right now. So here's a perfect example why I don't tell what I really know to the general public. People are probably freaking out. Oh my God, my neighbor, my coworkers are all aliens. I can just see people like losing it right now. So please, I apologize for that. But anyway, so I went over their home and they had a Bible. These people never have a Bible. They're not religious, okay? Aliens are not religious. On a quick sidebar, even eighth dimensional beings don't know who God is. Even eighth dimensional beings are like, who the fuck is this God guy? Everybody's like, who's God? Nobody flipping knows.
Yeah, and somebody's asking in the chat earlier if you thought aliens believed in Jesus.
They believe in a creator.
Right.
There is a creator. Everyone knows that. But everyone's scratching their heads and going, who the hell is this creator? We don't get it. But anyway, so moving right along. So I go to their house. There's a Bible on the table. And I'm like, what the hell? These, I've been over there numerous times. And I know they don't have a Bible. Anyway, they had a Bible and so on the table. And I picked it up and I flipped through it. And exactly where Revelation is supposed to begin, like the exact page, that whole part of the Bible is ripped out. It's gone. Book of Revelation, or Revelations is me. I know it's the Book of Revelations with S. Now it's the Book of Revelation without the S. The whole Book of Revelations was ripped out. And I'm looking at this, and I looked up, and they're all staring at me. They're like, waiting for my reaction. Like, what's he gonna do? And I acted like I usually do, cool as a cucumber. That's what they say. Like, he's cool as a cucumber. That's my nickname. And I was cool as a cucumber, and I just went, okay. And I looked back down. And I said, I got the message, and I put the Bible back down the table. They don't want Revelation to happen. Once this particular species, the home I was in, is doing everything in their power to stop Revelations from happening. I'm sorry, I think I went off on a tangent. But anyway, did I answer a question?
Yes, thank you.
Brian in the chat asks, how many parallel alternate timelines are speculated?
I'm tracking 6. 6 distinct histories, six very distinct timelines, Are there more than that? Sure. But you know, when you collect data, I've been doing this for over a year. You know, back in the day, I literally had 1,000 comments a day, literally. Now I get, you know, probably 200 comments a day. But still, it's a lot of data. And if you know me, up until recently, I didn't make any comments public. Everything had to be approved, which means I literally read every single one of those comments. Now, I can't keep up on comments. I made the decision. A couple of my recent videos, the comments are public. That reminds me, I need to go back in there. There's probably trolls all over me. But the point is, I have a lot. I probably have the most extensive database on the planet, to be honest, because I'm not, you know, throwing up a money bags voting video. I'm putting out, you know, really earth-shattering, in-depth information. Sure, I have my silly videos, but majority of my work is, you know, very thoughtful and profound, and I get very profound comments. And so yeah, 6 distinct histories. And I should add, I'm the minority in my group, which is kind of weird. Here I am, I'm Harmony, I'm the Mandela effect guy. I've been doing this for 23 years, yada yada, all my credentials. And in my Discord group, not only this one, my group's been infiltrated and shut down and hacked 4 times. That's why I have all these security measures today. But I'm the minority in my group. I really am. You know, and I'll throw out, you know, people talking about Mandela effect stuff, and I'm like, I don't remember that, and everybody else is against me, basically. I'm actually a minority in a lot of this Mandela effect stuff. It's pretty interesting. And my answer is, it's because I've been moved back and forth so damn much. I have both memories. So, and I've spent a majority of my time on this earth. I've been moved back and forth so many times. Majority of my memories are from this earth, and that's why I disagree with a lot of the Mandela effect stuff, but I know it's true. I mean, you know, for example, I'll throw out the most common one. You know, what color eyes did Hitler have? You know, so everybody text real quick, and we're going to wait for the answer. Akion, if the chat, it's a 20-second delay. I'll go. I have to wait 20 seconds now.
Yeah.
The 20-second delay, I forgot about that. So the chat room, if you're listening, put in there what color were Hitler's eyes. And the majority of the people, I'll just move on. The majority of the people are going to say blue.
That's what came to mind for me too. Yeah.
They were brown.
They're brown for me too.
They're brown.
Yeah, and on this earth they're brown.
Brown for me too.
Because it was so funny that he was so for the blue eyes.
I know. Yeah, you know, that's a big joke. You know, it's, you know,
Right.
he's killing people for not having blonde hair and blue eyes, but he had brown hair.
That's right. That's right.
But on my, you know, brown eyes and, oh yeah, I forgot. But for me, I forgot. I'm the minority. I started agreeing with you guys. Anyway, no, for me it's blue eyes. I remember blue eyes and brown hair, so that makes me the minority. Is my point. So I'm the minority is blue eyes, but the reason is because when I became aware of the blue eyes, I was on this earth, and that's why I remember the blue eyes. But most people remember brown. Yeah, go ahead.
Harmony. I remember blue eyes.
Yeah.
He
Well,
had blue. I don't know what the hell he has now.
brown. Right? Wait, Dan Vaughn, what is it? Is it brown?
It's brown.
It's brown in this reality? Okay, whatever. I forget.
Pinda Scruff says this reality is blue. And
It's blue?
Satya.
Wait, no, this reality is blue.
But
Yeah,
now
that's right.
blue.
Oh, I forgot. So, yeah, that's right. So this reality, he has
Right.
blue eyes. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
So,
but most people, anyway, I'm sorry. Most people remember brown, but I remember blue. This reality is blue. Yeah, that's how the story goes. And that's why I'm the minority, because most Mandela effect people remember brown eyes, but I don't. And we could go through Mandela effect crap all day, not all night and day. And I tend to be in a minority.
Lisa Cummins just said, hey, I just looked it up. He had blue eyes.
Yeah,
Okay.
here in this reality. In this reality, yeah. But most Mandela effect people remember brown is the point.
You know, Ed's asked this question 3 times, so I'm just going to read it to you. It's kind of off point. I don't think it really Anyways,
I'm
since our,
sorry, Ed. Well, real quick, Ed, I'm not monitoring the chat, so I'm sorry, but go ahead.
yeah, he says, since our government has been an evil entity since conception, do you think the big secret is Lucifer as the head of our government and calls all the shots here in this construct?
Oh, you don't understand anything about demonology when you make that statement, but that's okay. It's a legitimate question. Lucifer is actually a bottom-ranking entity in the demonic kingdom. He's actually the lowest of the entities that they summons and call upon. He is a very low-ranking member of the demonic kingdom. He has lost all his control, and there are much more powerful beings than Lucifer in existence today, is the answer to that question. And I personally know Lucifer. I personally know him, and I hate his fucking guts. We have been through a lot of battles, and we don't get along, and we disagree on so many different things. And that guy's the biggest, excuse my language, freaking a-hole in the universe. And he's screwed up so many. We have projects. Advanced species have projects, and Lucifer disagreed with the projects, and he came in and said, I think we should do it this way. And he's a rebel, and he didn't listen, and he rebelled and made his own projects. We call them rogue projects, and he made a lot of rogue projects and did a lot of rogue stuff and screwed up a lot of things. But in this day and age, the Illuminati, Freemasons, demonic beings, whatever you want to call those secret societies, they laugh at Lucifer. He's a joke. He has no power here. He's lost the battle. He's toast. He's an extra character. He's sidelined. He's lost all his power. They're summoning much more powerful beings than Lucifer today.
So how much more powerful entity possessing our president?
Well,
or presidents?
Well, you know, I'm not a big Trump fan, but thank God he became president, is all I got to say. Because had Trump not become president, had Hillary won, we would, in my opinion, no doubt, World War III would be imminent. It would
Yeah,
be
I
happening
felt that
today.
too. Yes.
Yeah. Basically, Trump has a higher dimensional human in him, meaning, by the way, humans are not just on this planet, they're everywhere. The human species exists all over the damn place. You know, Limra, I'm probably going to say the names wrong. They're all over the place. So we call those the original, or the old ones. I don't know what kind of label you want to put on them. They're higher dimensional humans, and Trump has that bloodline. He does have some reptilian bloodline in him, but just enough to get along and play on the playground and play fair and gain enough attention and respect, because you have to have some reptilian bloodline in you to negotiate. And because he's this higher dimensional human, that gives him a lot of clout. He's also had training in different star systems. He's an off-world traveler. It's a fact. He has not spent all his time on this earth. He has gone off planet and received training from the Pleiadians and other civilizations, and he has been groomed to prevent World War III from happening. He is a groomed member of, in essence, benevolent beings, but he also has, the reptilian in him as well to gain respect, and he's a well-rounded bloodline to prevent World War III is what he is. Now, is the guy a freaking loose cannon, a freaking lunatic, and a pervert and everything else, and a male chauvinist and all that human crap? Yeah. Do I like him? Not necessarily, but he's a necessity to prevent this World War III crap from happening. Will he pull it off? I don't know. Do I hope he does? Damn sure I hope he does.
Yeah, but it just doesn't feel or seem that way, or there's just a lot of misrepresentation right now.
He's our greatest hope right now. I mean, I really hate to make that statement, but the reality is he's our greatest hope, and you should be praying for that man every night. I'm telling you, the whole world should be praying for him. My group does missions on him.
Have you gotten to any of his reverse speak?
I'm sorry, Akion. Someone else had a question. What?
Go ahead, Svetlana.
Yes, I've been watching Leak Project, and it was on reversal speech, and the Trump reversal speech was really troubling. So that's why
Isn't that funny? We were both asking the same question simultaneously. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yes, it's
I zoned out from you. Akion, what was the question?
so she was referencing some of the Trump speech reversals, both post and pre-election. And
And what did the reverse speech reveal?
well, during leading up to the election, it was all very positive, and there was a lot of consistency in what he was actually speaking, and then the subconscious discovery through reverse speech mechanisms. And then I don't know, maybe it was like his third, maybe like 3 weeks after he was elected, he gave a speech, and it was the first time where there was some troubling.
There's two Donald Trumps, first of all. Can I just say that? There's two. There's the red Taiwan and the blue Taiwan. Sorry. I'm just saying he has two different personalities.
Yeah, that's very. You're going to go down a rabbit hole on that one. I'll just.
I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah.
I'll do. It's true though. And put it this way, even the media has said it's Donald Trump from another timeline. I mean,
Right.
the media. If the media is going to make that public statement on our primetime news channels, come on. I mean, even they're in other words, the media is evil, and they're aware that there's two Trumps, and they want to knock this guy down.
You know, I
I'm
shared
sorry.
in the Discord.
So after he became president, the reverse speech reveals some troubling things. Is that what I'm hearing?
yes.
Well, the answer is, while he was campaigning, he had his mission and his purpose. But once you become president and you're indoctrinated and you learn what's really going on, at the same time those energies come into you and become a part of you, because I don't know how well protected he is and how well he can handle the different energy frequencies. And so that energy could be bleeding into him, or as Daisy had alluded, you could be dealing with two Trumps. It's a rather complicated question and answer. But the bottom line is, once you become president, it's a whole different ballgame, folks.
Well, the takeaway for me on that was, I mean, because if you listen to the reverse speech pattern for all the other candidates, it wasn't very positive. But with Trump, there was no inconsistencies there. So to me, it seemed like his heart was at least in the right place, and then maybe he found out something after being sworn in. Whatever the case is, it wasn't as consistent as his
Right,
prior speeches.
because he was speaking from his heart with
Right,
with
exactly.
knowledge and the truth that he knew.
Yep.
And then you become president, and then you're read in, and then it's a whole different ball game. It's take everything you ever knew about reality, everything you ever knew, all your beliefs, your missions, just throw it out the door. But it's a whole new game. The same thing happened to me. I mean, once I got involved in that secret society, when the secret, top secret information, it seems like a secret society. It's the military. People don't think of the military as a secret society, but I tell you what, it is. It changes everything. Because I used to my wife at the time would wake me up, and I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, look at yourself. And my entire body is shaking, and I'm sitting in a pool of sweat. I mean, I had night terrors, and I had PTSD, and I was going cuckoo crazy with just the classified information that I knew. And I wasn't even involved in black op projects at this time. This is just military stuff. This is just what's going on in the world. This is, that alone is enough to drive a normal person insane. And that's a question I get a lot. By my alien friends. They're like, how do you do it, Byron? How do you do it? They don't understand how I can, talk to you right now and sound, somewhat sane, I guess. Why I'm not in why I haven't been institutionalized or committed suicide or something like that by now. And I always tell them, because I every time I'm given information, I start with the physical, and I try to explain what the physical, and if I can't, then I go to this, and I have this whole sequence and process of processing information, and then finally, if it doesn't make any sense there, then I have to go to the higher dimension, and then you go to the higher dimension eventually to get your answers, and that's my thought process, and my how I analyze information. It's a whole process that I've developed to go through to keep my sanity.
Yeah, here's an interesting find a few weeks ago. I shared it in the private group there, but I came across a video of Donald Trump from 2011, and he was mentioning Pizzagate in 2011.
Yeah, well, yeah, and there's no way possible he could have known about it, and which is why the media immediately picked up on the fact that is Donald Trump a time traveler, and then they talk about how his father was an insider on time travel, and being his son, he was privy to classified information as a boy. His father was an insider and was privy to that information, and so the way it works in these projects is usually your firstborn son is brought into the project with you, and they are exposed to these things. So Donald Trump was probably involved in I always say, black project is not an accurate word, it's off the books black project, and that's how he knew about Pizzagate before it ever occurred, is he saw the different timelines. He literally saw different timelines and different scenarios, and what happens is when you start speaking in public, you forget what was a black project, and you forget what you're supposed to know. The lines blend and they blur and they become one, and you slip and you accidentally divulge classified information, is what he did. It was a complete boo-boo. Which alludes to what I was talking about earlier about he has had training. He has been trained and groomed for this position. All presidents, if you don't know this, they're all groomed. In reality, there is no election, guys.
It's also
The presidents are groomed. They're chosen years, like 20 years at least before they become president. They are groomed their whole lives to become president. You don't just become president of you don't just become the most powerful person in the world by accident. You are groomed. And we're not talking about speech grooming and how to be a politician. No, we're talking about classified crap. I mean, come on. Anyway.
There's some great video documentation out there as well about Trump and Hillary really coming from the same bloodline. What are they, like 17th or 19th cousins, something like that?
They're all related.
Right.
There's only one. You know what's funny is this girl, I think she's 11 years old. As a project, she traced all the bloodlines of all the presidents, and only one president did not have the bloodline. All of them could be traced back to England.
Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth. And they're every single president.
All of them.
I don't know about Trump. I can't speak for Trump, but I know up to.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Trump too? Okay, well, yep. Trump too. I know Obama is, but all the presidents except for one has that bloodline. They're all from that bloodline.
Sons of guns.
When someone visits the White House, the president does not come outside and get down on their knee and kiss somebody's ring. If you know about that little scenario when President Bush, the Pope, came to visit the White House, he came out of the White House. The president doesn't come out of the White House to greet a guest. They come inside. So the president came outside, freaking gets down on his knees and kisses the ring of the freaking Pope, showing the world that he is submitting to his power and his authority. Mm-hmm. The Pope runs the Black Pope The Black Pope is the real most powerful person in the world.
Martin Van Buren's the president that's not really, like, he isn't bloodline connected.
I don't recall which president. If that's him, I don't know.
It is.
Okay, well, it is then. Okay, fine. All right, guys. It's getting late. I'm gonna start wrapping things up here. Let me see.
Yeah, hey guys, before everybody leaves the chat, if you haven't already and you enjoyed the broadcast tonight, just throw in a thumbs up there. We got 25 now, and appreciate it.
And also, if you hit the subscribe button to my channel, don't forget to hit the little bell, because if you hit the bell and then you have to say, I want to be notified every time there's a new video. And then you'll be notified every time I make a new video, and you also be instantly notified of the live stream. But, you know, apparently we're going to try to do this on a regular basis, Tuesdays at 8:30, and people get the idea. Anything else?
So, like, you said that, like, in order, like, there's different tiers, and there's like 4 tiers. Like, I have to be interviewed to get into the next tier. Like,
oh well, just to get into the group, all you have to, it's a security measure to. Well, Nicholas, you're fine, and Dave. Okay, I'll do this real quick. I'm gonna wait. Akion, look in the chat. Robin, is everybody cool in the chat? Robin, Neely, is everybody cool in the chat? Akion, do we have any trolls in the chat? Is everybody cool?
I think we just had to boot one person. I mean, what you could do is I can drop the link directly in the Hangout chat, so only the 8 or 9 of us would have access.
No, I'm going to say it's a 20-second delay. I'll wait 20 seconds. Robin Neely, let me know if I can post the Discord link in the live chat right now. So what I like to do once I get confirmation, I'm going to post the link to the Discord group so you don't have to pay the $1. Normally I make you pay $1, so I have your real name and your email address, and I know you're not a troll, and it's just a security measure. It's not about the $1. Obviously, because if Robin Neely says everybody's cool, I will drop the Discord link right now into the chat. Akion, in Google Hangouts, go ahead and please post the link in the Google Hangout. So everybody in the Google Hangout right now, Akion is going to post can you do invites?
Yeah, I'll just grab.
So he'll post the link to the people in the Google Hangout, and then we'll wait for Robin and see if I get the approval to post the link in the live stream chat. This link is going to be good for 1 day. So you have 24 hours. Do you know how to set the expiration? Oh, it's okay in the Google Hangout. All right. So in the chat, if I get the approval, I will post the link. It's good for 1 day and 1 day only. After that, the link expires. If you want to know how to join the link, in the description of this video is how to join the group if you need instructions on how Discord works and everything. Is Robin still there? Maybe she left.
Yeah, no, she says everything's cool.
She did. I don't see her comment.
5 up, 6 up.
Oh. Where? I don't want to see it. I can't see Robin's use. Oh, there it is. Okay, some cool. All right, so right now, if you're in the live chat, here is the Discord link. Again, I hate to sound like the Home Shopping Network, but the second I hit the stop broadcasting button, the live chat dies and this link will be gone. So everybody in the live chat, there's the Discord invite. Again, go in the description if you need to learn how to use Discord. I will post it one more time. So there it is, one more time. There's the Discord link if you want to join the group for free. Normally it's $1, so I can verify who you are. So I think I just proved it's not about the money.
Awesome. Right. Great show tonight. I appreciate your time, and chat with you guys later.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you, everybody. We'll do it again next week. God
Thanks
bless.
for letting me stick around.
Yeah, you know.
Good to see you, Larry.
Same here, Gil.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. So this is Harmony speaking. This concludes the weekly live stream of questions and answers with Harmony. As I always say, every day as the sun sets, the sun rises, doesn't matter what your belief is, what religion you are, just pray, meditate, and focus on bringing in pure source, God, creator energy through the top of your head, all through your body, out through your feet, into the earth below you. And just let it flow through you, just gentle energy, like a waterfall flowing all throughout your body. And just purifying and clearing out all that energy. And just feel at peace and harmony with the universe. And just know everything's going to be okay. You just know everything will be okay. And just bring in that energy and let it emanate all throughout you. Expand that energy outwards and outwards, and expand that energy all throughout this place, all throughout reality. Just let there be peace and harmony and shine like a pillar of light unto the world. God bless, and peace, and good night.